tRPC is most impressive library I've seen for TypeScript in a long time. tRPC allows to easily build and consume fully type-safe APIs without schemas or code generation. TypeSafe means variables are statically checked for appropriate assignment at compile time. End-to-end type safety is awesome, but so is the simplicity of the architecture. Only thing is, your project must be built with full-stack TypeScript. It won't work if you are using language like Python, Java, Rust, etc. for your front-end or back-end. With tRPC you can share types directly between your client and server without relying on code generation. tRPC is a great lightweight alternative of GraphQL. GraphQL brings more trouble than the solution when you hook up GraphQL in your project just because Facebook and Twitch-like companies doing it. GraphQL adds complexity on existing REST layer and makes it more stricter and dynamic in nature and makes it easy for teams working independently. While tRPC brings front-end back-end more closer by getting rid of lots of unnecessary weight from code, so you can call your back-end from your front-end safely. tRPC has request batching automatically enabled, which batches your requests to the server. It can make this code block produce exactly one HTTP request instead of 3 separate requests, and on the server exactly one database query instead of 3. tRPC has React.js, Next.js, Express.js, Fastify and Amazon Lambda adapters available. If you are building dynamic app with Next.js, you should probably try tRPC. It feels like Prisma. Just like Prisma makes databases easy for you, tRPC will make APIs easy for you. Now, let's try benchmarking tool to compare performance of tRPC with other frameworks and libraries. I pick Fastify, Restify and Express to compare with tRPC. I wrote simple get API in all these frameworks, all returning same JSON output. Here you will see 2 columns. First column shows latency, which means lower the faster. Second column shows the number of requests sent per second. Higher values means more requests were processed, so higher means better. I run 100 connections with 10 pipelining factor per second for 60 seconds with 40 seconds warm-up time, and I got this result. For Express.js, average latency around 220 milliseconds, and average request volume 4,517 requests per second. For Restify, average latency around 84 milliseconds and average request volume is 11,775 requests per second. For tRPC, average latency is around 83 milliseconds and average request volume is 11,930 requests per second. At last, winner is Fastify, with average latency around 49 milliseconds and average request volume 19,882 requests per second. Mostly we already using frameworks like Next.js, React.js or Angular.js, and we might want to hook up tRPC. Does that makes any performance difference? Let's see. For this I simply created Next.js app with npx command which already has Hello API endpoint available by default. So first I recorded performance of this default API and it was having average latency of 1801 milliseconds and 549 requests processed per second. Then I installed tRPC and added similar API and recorded performance. It was having average latency of 1892 milliseconds and 522 requests processed per second. So it seems, negligible performance downgrade. That's because tRPC has 0 dependencies and tiny client-side footprint. That's it for today. I will see you next time.